All right, let's talk about a number. We all have one in our heads, right? The number we think will solve everything. And for a lot of us, that number is $1 million. But what if I told you the number that really changes your financial life, the one that actually rewires your brain, is way, way smaller? We're going to break down why your first $20,000 is probably the most important money you will ever save. Come on, be honest with yourself. When you open your banking app, do you kind of peek through your fingers and then close it real fast? Or do you actually feel good? That feeling, that knot in your stomach of constantly wondering if you can afford things, if one flat tire is going to wreck your whole month, that is exactly what we're going to talk about getting rid of. You know, you hear all the time about getting to six figures, becoming a millionaire. And yeah, those are awesome goals, for sure. But they're missing the most critical first step. There's this invisible line, a much smaller milestone, that once you cross it, the entire game of money just changes. And this is it. This is the number, $20,000. This is the point where building wealth stops feeling like this impossible, soul-crushing battle and starts feeling like gravity is finally on your side. Let's get into why. Okay, so getting started is by far the hardest part. Just think about it like you're pushing a giant boulder up a really steep hill. Every single inch is a struggle. You're straining, you're sweating, and you're probably wondering if this is even worth all the effort. Well, this whole phase, this initial grind, is run by a really powerful state of mind. When you have little or no savings, your brain is literally stuck in what psychologists call survival mode. And look, this doesn't mean you're bad with money. It just means your brain physically can't focus on growth or big opportunities. It's like trying to plan your dream vacation while your house is actively on fire. It's just not going to happen. And this right here says it all. The survival brain is all about defense. It's asking, how do I make it to Friday? An unexpected bill feels like a total catastrophe. But the growth brain, the one that unlocks when you have that cushion, it's all offense. It starts asking, okay, how can I make this money grow? And that same unexpected bill, it's not a disaster anymore. It's just an annoyance. And hey, this isn't just a vibe. We've got the data to back it up. A big study from Vanguard found that just having $2,000 in savings boosts your feeling of financial well-being by over 20%. Now, push that up to 3 to 6 months of expenses, which for a lot of people is right around that $20,000 mark, and that feeling of well-being jumps way higher. You're not just saving money, you're literally buying peace of mind. So you did it. You pushed that boulder all the way to the top of the hill. You crossed that $20,000 line. Welcome to the tipping point. This is where the physics of your financial life changes, and the math starts to get really fun. Just look at how this works. Let's say you're saving $1,000 a month and getting a pretty standard 8% return. That first 20 grand takes about 19 months. It's a grind, no sugarcoating it. But then, watch what happens. The second $20,000 takes only 17 months. Why? Because your first 20K is now working for you. Now, fast forward to when you have $400,000, that same $20,000 gain can happen in just 5 months. And most of it comes from your investments, not even your savings. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Okay, but rich people get into secret deals and fancy hedge funds. And yeah, maybe at the billionaire level, sure. But that's not what's happening here. The secret, it isn't a secret at all. It's just simple math. It's all about scale. Think about it like this. A 10% return is a 10% return. Doesn't matter if you have $2,000 or $20,000, but the impact is totally different. A $200 gain, that's cool. It's a nice dinner out. But a $2,000 gain, whoo, that's money that actually matters. That's a mortgage payment or a small vacation that you didn't have to clock in for. That's when your money starts doing the real heavy lifting. So once you have this foundation, this momentum, the benefits start to spill over into every other part of your life. And one of the biggest places you'll feel it is your career. You're not playing defense anymore. You're playing offense from a position of real strength. This is when you get something that people call walking away money. And it's as powerful as it sounds. It's a cushion so big that you could literally quit your job tomorrow and be okay for months while you figure out what's next. You might never use it, but just knowing that you can, it changes everything. This safety net completely changes your vibe at work. You start negotiating from a place of strength, not desperation. You can finally go ask for that raise you know you deserve, because the worst they can say is no. And hey, you'll be fine. You just become more confident, more assertive. People start to notice. It creates this amazing positive feedback loop where success starts to build on itself. You've probably heard this phrase before, right? Money goes to money. It kind of sounds like the game is rigged, doesn't it? But it's not some cosmic conspiracy. It's actually really simple. Having capital gives you options, and having options lets you see opportunities that were completely invisible to you before. Let me show you how it works. An opportunity pops up. Maybe a friend is launching a cool startup, or there's a great deal on a rental property down the street. Before, you just hear about it and think, oh, that's nice for them. But now, with capital sitting there, you can actually consider it. You can analyze the risk, you can weigh the reward, and most importantly, you have the option to act if you want to. Okay, so you've done the hard work. You've hit the milestone. Now please listen carefully, because this is the exact moment where so many people make a massive, wealth-destroying mistake. You have to protect this new foundation like your life depends on it. I'm going to see this as clearly as I can. That first $20,000 is not a prize. It is not a reward for all your hard work. It is not a down payment for that shiny new car you think you deserve. It is the seed. It is the foundation for your entire financial future. And if you treat it like a bonus to be spent, you'll be right back at the bottom of that hill, pushing that boulder all over again. I mean, just look at this classic example. You take $30,000 and buy a new car. The second you drive it off the lot, it loses a huge chunk of its value, and it costs you money every single month. Now, what if you invested that same $30,000 instead? It starts compounding from day one. In 20 years, that car is worth next to nothing, while the investment could have grown to over $200,000. This is the new question you get to ask yourself. It's a total mindset shift. You go from asking, can I afford the monthly payment, to asking, what is the opportunity cost here? What future freedom am I trading for this thing I want today? And all of a sudden, driving a perfectly good used car doesn't feel like a sacrifice anymore. It feels like a brilliant, strategic choice. And that's really the whole point. This isn't just about spreadsheets and account balances. It's about transforming your life from one where you are constantly reacting to financial emergencies to one where you are the architect. You're actively and intentionally designing your own future. So, I'll leave you with that thought. Once you build that foundation, once you've officially broken free from survival mode, well, that's when the real fun begins. It's not about just getting by anymore. The question becomes, what kind of life are you actually going to build?